Let's go. I want to start this off by saying that the car tender is here for you. Car tender is here for me. Just want to say I've been selling used cars for some years now, but I've been a man for over 48 years. So what we're going to do is that we're going to talk about some stuff on this channel. And, one of the things we're going to talk about, since I love cars, is that the first thing we want to talk about is etiquette with gas. And I know sometimes what happens is that, you say, hey, can I get a ride home? Sure, you can get a ride home. You know what I'm saying? Sure, we've been homies for years, right? And what winds up happening? You get a ride home, gas, like I know right now in the Northeast and Philadelphia is $3.35 a gallon for 89. So, or 87 rather. And so, you'll get somebody, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let me get a ride home from work. All right, well, that's cool, all of us, we don't mind. First day, yeah, all right, I got you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, just meet me down by the clock, I got you, take you home or whatever. So you take the person home, and next thing you know, cool. That's the first day. The next day, you about to get up. All right, y'all, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I see you tomorrow. I just did my 8 and skate. You know what I mean? I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go home. I'm going to smoke. I'm going to do whatever. And next thing you know, here come this same, you know what I mean? I hate to bother you, by the way. But is there any way you're going my way today? How in the hell am I just going your way? But okay, that's cool because you got me yesterday. So we're going to go that way. So you wind up dropping the person off again. And I know most of us have been through this before. So bang, you drop them off. Still, you say to yourself, yeah, I mean, I'm a guy, I'm a girl, I don't act like that about gas, even though it's high as hell. I'm not going to act petty about it. But then it's a problem that keeps going on and on and on. Because, when you get in your car after work, you want to listen to your shit. You want to listen to whatever it is you want to listen to. Not, worrying about somebody else in the car and what the hell they want to do, right? So you do it again. But then now you're at work, and let's say, for instance, if you work 7 to 3, the way I did, even though it happens more on the 3 to 11 shift, and a lot of people know what I'm talking about. So say, for instance, it's 7 to 3, and you working and you saying to yourself, damn, you know what? Maybe I should go out the back door. Like, I'm tired of giving this a ride home. Like, no. Like, I'm not getting anything out of this. Why in the hell am I taking this person home? This is like the third time, except for a lot of us, what happens, they try to become your friend and, all this other kind of stuff just so they can get a ride home. So, okay, now you're thinking about which way can I leave? Can I leave out of the building the back way? Can I take an early lunch so that way they don't get me? They don't see me? And y'all know what I'm talking about because there's a lot of people that do this. So, for some people, like some of my homegirls I know, they're good with doing this, and they'll be like, you know what? I'm just going to tell her I can't give her a ride home no more. And some of the dudes is like, guys, like, we're a little more chill with it. Like, we're not all out with like, you know what? I'm not taking you home no more. I'm just not taking you home. But it did actually happen to me one time, and I'm going to tell you a story before I get into telling you what I think as far as what to charge a person, if you should charge a person when you're taking them home, what possibly should be etiquette. Because, hey, listen, nobody really knows what etiquette is, as far as there's nothing written as far as how much a person should give you when it comes down to gas money or anything like that, right? So here we go. So I had this one particular person, and I used to work at a psych hospital, right? So she, it was this one person, she had been in nursing school for about, 15, 20 years. And look, I don't knock it. Everybody does continuing education. You know what I'm saying? Only problem is that, she was cheap. She was a little older, but that's okay. We all get older, so it's all good. It's no problems pursuing your dream. But so it's a real cold day, and we worked an 11 to 7. So we go, and she was like, well, yeah, can I get a ride home? And I said, well, I said, sure. You know what I mean? Even though I'm not going that way, where she was going was probably out 15, 20 minutes out of my way. And, after you work, for those of my friends who work an overnight shift, you know what I mean. So when you have to come back at 3 o'clock after working a 3 to 11 and 11 to 7, you don't feel like that shit. You really don't feel like it. But, that's cool. We'll work with it. So what happens is that she says, well, if you don't mind, because I can meet you at, down by the time clock. So I can meet you at the time clock. I say, sure, it's no big deal, because I like helping people, and it's always good to try to, help out people whenever you can. So we meet down at the time clock, take her home, or as a matter of fact, driving on the way home. So it's snow, but I had an SUV, and I'm still being a gentleman. She's probably old enough to be my mom at the time. So I'm being extra polite. So she says, well, you know what, Greg, you think you can stop for a minute? And I said, wait a minute, what you mean stop? She said, yeah, because I got to study, because remember I told you she's in nursing school. I got to study for the next 4 or 5 hours straight before I come back to work tonight, and still try to get some rest. So do you mind if I stop at the Dunkin' Donuts? I said, yeah, it's all good. Stop, get whatever you're going to get, right? So, I'm thinking, I'm doing such a great favor. Hey, look, I'm a big man. I like donuts. I like coffee. I like bagels. So, she goes in about 15 minutes later, comes back out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not 15 minutes. I'm exaggerating. Maybe 10 minutes. But I noticed there was only one bag in her hand. There was only one coffee in her hand. And so unless she was planning to share that with me, which she had no plans of doing at all. So immediately, and you can tell me whether I'm right or wrong, immediately, when I saw that there was nothing for me, that was her last ride home by me, right? Because I was going out of my way anyway, and she didn't have the decency. And so this is why I make videos like this, because, I want some of us to have a little more decency in the way that we treat people that have been decent to us. Now, a lot of times you're going to have people that say, you know what, would you like such and such? And I've done this a lot of times where people have offered, gas money or things like that. I politely decline. No, I'm fine with it. I'm fine. I'm good, and most times I will. But there's something about a person that has enough awareness to be thoughtful enough to ask you that, So needless to say, she gets back in the car. She gets it. She did try to ask me for a ride again. Never happened again. And I ain't gonna lie to you, because, I ain't want to be mean to her. So, what I started doing was taking my lunch probably about 15 minutes earlier, and disappearing, and let my other buddies who I work with know, like, yo, you know what I'm saying? I'm out, such and such might be looking for a ride, and she ain't getting one. But, just like most people who try to get over, she did find other people to give her a ride, which is cool. I'm with that too. Now, so we've covered that. What do I think is good to give as far as giving somebody gas or riding home? Well, put it like this. I just say, you look out for people. You know what I mean? Like, you offer them something. And when you offer it, don't just offer it and just actually, give it to them. I've had people, before just take a 20 out and say, yo, look, I got you now, not for one ride, but like, if I've given them a ride a couple of times in a week, or something like that, they'll do that. And I just think that that's what should be done. And that's the way that you look out, for the person that's looked out for you. And I think we have a problem with that, especially in the Black culture, with, not thinking that a person needs their money, or thinking that a person, because they drive a particular type of car or whatever it is, that I don't need my money. Yeah, I do. Right. And it's not just that, is that, sometimes people tend to, and I brought up the job situation because it's really prevalent at jobs where people take advantage of you. as far as trying to get rides home and, just trying to do other stuff. Oh, I'm running short this week. I'll give you $20 at the end of the week. And, that never comes and anything like that. So I understand we all fall on hard times. But when you ask for somebody to give a ride home, you look out for them. Last thing I want to touch out on this, so basically there is no set amount. Just be generous to people. If you got somebody, because some of us right now have some people that we're riding home with every single night, and you know who you are. Look out. Cars don't run on water. They don't run on water. They run on gas, and gas is expensive. So look out for people. Don't wait for somebody to ask you, hey, what? Let me find out. Or waiting to ask the person what you need or what they need. No, like say here, slide them a 20. Slide if you're just going home for the day, slide them a 10, and say no. You keep that because you've not only saved me time, but as a friend or as a coworker, you looked out for me. All right. So I want everybody to remember that. So one other little caveat, because we always want to still give some gems. I was talking to one of my buddies, Jake, the other day. Shout out to Jake. And we were talking about this, how a lot of you ladies, okay, when you got these boys in the car, all right, and I'm gonna say from 8 years old up, all right, anybody that can fasten and unfasten their own seatbelt, all right, anybody that can play with a phone in their hand that is not sitting in a car seat, all right, tell them to get their ass up and help you pump that gas. And I mean that because I see it too many times. I have daughters, and so hopefully one day when they have kids, they'll instill the same kind of stuff. But stop letting these young boys get off and just sit around in a car playing on a phone or listening to music or whatever while you're out there pumping the gas. You're a woman. Sometimes, and I get it, sometimes our brothers, they're not around. And I know sometimes, ladies, you're doing the best you could do. But what I'm saying is that I see it too often. You know what I'm saying? You're out there pumping gas while you got this young boy sitting in the car chilling. You know what I mean? So, now if he has a problem with doing stuff, okay, but you teach him, you tell him to get out of the car, come help me pump this gas. Because his ass is riding around in there with you for free. Shout out to my homie Kyle. Kyle always told me about, kids being broke best friends, which is cool, and I get that. Shout out to you, Kyle. So I'm just saying, ladies, when you're in the car, or guys, or for my co-workers, all right, person pulls up to the tank, pulls up to get the gas, say, hey, you know what I mean? Shout out to Ray. Ray always used to bring this up. Hey, I'm buying the gas. The least you can jump out and do is pump the gas. All right? So that's just some words for the car attender. So next time, we'll get back. We got some other good, really, really interesting topics to talk about that'll hopefully, help guide at least a few of us in a better direction. That's all. Because that's what we want. We want positivity and we want better direction for people. All right? So until next time, mwah.